Welcome in to the USL Pro Weekend Review. My name's Nicholas Murray, very pleased to be joined by David Wagner as we take a look back on the past weekend of action in USL Pro. Starting off with the Oklahoma City Energy, who claimed their first victory in franchise history in their inaugural contest, a 2-0 win against the Orange County Blues. Kyle Greek scored the first goal in franchise history, Nate Schiffman added the second. This was a very solid performance for an expansion franchise, David.
Yeah, fantastic start for Oklahoma City. They came out, they were very organized, which was really impressive. You don't always know with the new team how they're going to come out, how organized they're going to be. But, hats off to the organization. They've worked hard. They've got to this point. Coach Jimmy Nielsen has trained these guys well, and it was an impressive opening performance. Well,
it'll be interesting to see how they fare tonight as they go on to face the LA Galaxy 2. You can check that game out live at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time on the LA Galaxy's YouTube channel. And moving on, another couple of teams took their first victories of the season on Saturday night, starting off with the Richmond Kickers, who took a 3-1 victory against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds behind a pair of goals from DC United loanee Kyle Porter. This was a slightly closer game than the final score might indicate. Pittsburgh was really knocking on the door late before Porter scored in stoppage time. What's the takeaway from this game as far as the Kickers are concerned?
Yeah, obviously last season was a great year for the Kickers. Went undefeated almost in the regular season, just minus one game. But really impressive performance to them. Obviously last year they had a great boost from some of the loanees that they had last year. This side, Brian Ownby was on the other side of the field for this match. That said, Porter and Seaton both had the goals. So another impressive set of performances from DC loanees there. Came out, very good game, very organized for them. I was impressed. I thought they played well last week, but they even turned it up a notch at home this week. So very impressive. Slight step backwards for Pittsburgh after what I thought was a pretty comprehensive performance in a game that they probably could have won there in Orlando. But they'll move on. They're a very good squad as well.
They'll get ready for their home opener this week.
Yep.
Speaking of Orlando, they took their first win of the season, a 3-1 win against the Rochester Rhinos. There were a lot of positives here. Kevin Molino with a goal and an assist, but it sounded like Adrian Heath wasn't necessarily very happy with his defensive play, the midfield play. They need to sharpen up their passing a little bit because they were giving the Rhinos opportunities to stay in this game.
Yeah, and the Rhinos obviously did get back in the game. They pulled one back. They were only down a goal. I think that they're still going to hit their stride. They have a lot of very talented players on the team, but there's a lot of new faces too. A lot of turnover from last year, so they're still kind of getting into their groove and getting used to each other. So I think that Orlando only has one direction to go from how they've been playing, and that's up too. So, which is good news considering that they won this weekend for them.
Now, speaking of a team that seemed to find its groove after an opening season defeat, the Dayton Dutch Lions claimed the first road win of the 2014 USL Pro season with a 1-0 win against the Charlotte Eagles on Friday night. Now, the goal when it came was Brock Granger's first professional goal. It was an excellent finish, but there was some really outstanding goalkeeping in this game. Certainly could have been a lot more goals than we saw, but excellent performance by Dayton. Now they get to go home, host Rochester in their home opener with this positive momentum behind them.
Yeah. Impressive comeback for Dayton. Obviously disappointed with the result in New York last week. I was on hand at the match. I thought it was a very comprehensive performance by Sid's guys. They came out, they were organized, they passed well. They actually should have scored right at the beginning. They had a great chance right at the beginning. I believe went off the bar. Yeah. So they had their chances in this game. They were able to latch on to one of them and finish. Good performance by Dayton. Showed some of the things that they did well last season in this match here as being organized and attacking, getting forward. So 3 points on the road, very important, and they'll keep looking to move on from there.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this look back at the USL Pro weekend action. We hope you'll join us on Friday as we take a look ahead to next weekend's action. Until then, for David, my name's Nicholas. Thanks for joining us.